What's up, guys? Chad Daddy here. One of my guilds recently killed Mugsy, so here is my video for it, essentially. This video is made for the 4-minute strat, which is to say you're pushing it at 4 minutes into the fight, into the intermission, instead of, I think it's 5 minutes, which is the usual strat. You 4 heal instead of 5 heal. So there are some key differences here for sure to the usual strat. If you are not running this strat, this video might not help you. But yeah, let's get into it. So, on this boss, I played Fatebender because I'm ramping every 2 minutes roughly, with a longer break between the second and the third Evange. So you want the stronger premonitions, and I ramped for the mines primarily, and my other resources were spread out, trying to hit the transitions from moving across the floor, or sending it into the Earth Shaker or Earth Breaker Gauls, whatever it's called. Or alternatively the soaks as well, depending on how strong my co-healers were in those moments. And we'll go through that together, so let's send it. My first ramp is really early on pull, pretty much. I'm just gonna, I think I just send like a smite, a dot, and then I start my ramper. Yeah. I want to be early because it's, otherwise it can be a bit hard to like slot in your second phase 1 ramp. And I also cycle my uppies here because I don't really care about my phase 1 uppies. But I do care about my phase 2 uppies because that one helps us with a really hard mindset. So I just sequence my Dark Reprimants here, and then I go into uppies after I'm done with that. It doesn't do a whole lot of healing, it's kind of whatever, but it's just to cycle it, and there's no really better spot, I think. First soak with our strat is immunes, but it can still go on somebody who doesn't have an immune, so I tend to shield them. Keeps them healthy, I get the tank soak. Here, again, just trying to keep a shield on myself. It's the same thing as always, as on every other boss. This is like a very focused damage. It's just on me, so I want to keep myself as healthy as possible. I shield myself. Name of the game now is the transition. We're going to move to dirt, and when we do that, I want to have a mini ramp running. So you see I do. And the next rad here is supposed to be the next gals. So we're gonna go into that in a little bit here. I want to be, like, ideally I have atonements on somebody at least inside the gals, because we can't spread atonement to them afterwards. As you saw there, my radiance was late, but that's fine. Usually we're very healthy for the first set anyway, but if you struggle with this one, you can spread atonements with radiance. After that, there's another note here. We're gonna get the Frost Shatter boots, and when you get these, you can take a lot of damage if you're dipping into molten gold as well, the thing dropped by the tanks, overlapping the fire on the floor. If that's the case, that is a spot where you might want to allocate 2 radiances instead of the 1 sent before on the gals. Here we have the Storm Fury Finger Gun. I send Solace and the shield into the person that gets it. They don't even take damage. But that is actually a spot where people can die, especially later on as the boss gets stacks. And then I pre-move, and as the boss transitions, I started my Evan ramp here. I'm baiting the mines under the boss, Shadow Fiend, Mind Blast, I dot as I move out here after baiting, and then I'm just sending gas. You need to send your, like, Dark Reprimands here. You need to kind of, like, format your healing around, like, how quickly your guild does the mines. I was a bit too quick here. I should have weaved more smites in, but that's something that you kind of like learn after a while. Unfortunately, my guild killed this very quickly. I mean, that's fortunate. And as you saw there, I shielded the person that was not meant to soak there, so they have 2 stacks, but he lived. Disc Priest, once again, kind of goated, giving people an extra health bar. I get a mechanic again, I shield myself, the usual, nothing strange. We're gonna ramp again, because we're gonna go into another transition. We're gonna move to dirt again, so big gas here. And then the rad after this is gonna go into prisons, and they're coming soon. This one is a little bit shakier than the first one for sure, because there's another set of, or like another prison now. Yeah, you're gonna play one more set after this in phase 2. But that one is even more shaky. But you just want to make sure that you have some atonements running on at least a couple of them. Just so that you can like heal them and yeah, take care of them when they're inside. Another thing as well, your twin sight from your penance does heal people inside the gals. You can spread atonements to people inside the gals with ultimate penitence and overloaded with light as well. And here I go into another rad in a second. We're going to have another Storm Fury Finger Gun. This is just a shield. Sometimes I used paints up here if I felt like I needed it. But it seems like I didn't here. We were maybe fine. Spot healing here. Just making sure the person with the finger gun is alive. We're going to go into the transition here, but we're going to push through the enrage. 4-minute markish, and we go into the intermission here. I go wide, I go double rad. You can change this up if you want to. I just did this because I got spatial here, but you can definitely, like, you know, split up those two radiances that you can use in the intermission for sure, because you do get two radiances in the intermission, so that's like a completely fine approach. We were relatively safe, I think, in the intermission. So I just like played it like, you know, I shielded people. Here on this pull though, I was watching in case people got stunned, and I would shield them, but you don't need to do that. It will not save their life. If they get stunned and go through a beam, it's over. Once you learn the cadence here, when he goes to this last spot, you want to start a revenge ramp. Roughly like 11 seconds on the stage 2 timer on bigwigs. I'm under the boss here to bait mines, setting my gas, and I'm moving out now to my spot where I need to be soaking, and I'm sequencing my penances here because I have my uppies back up again, which is why we cycled it early in phase 1. And I sequenced that into here. Perfect. We're going to Frost Shredder Boots. People are still taking a lot of damage. Saw some mages there playing like demons. Our pull falls apart a little bit here, but we log in. I get called to grip here. If you get called to grip on 0.2 seconds. That will minimize the amount of times that any type of ping or latency causes issues. And I tried to go wide here, but I don't think I really did because I focused so much on the grip. Not a whole lot going on. So there's 2 things here that is going to kill people. Or 3 things. Disintegration Beam, which you can see being channeled by the Rocketeer right now. The Finger Gun and the Tank Soak. These people need so much spot healing now. They take giga damage, and you can see that we fail like that task exactly in a little bit here. So the Tank Soak is coming up, and that person is going to die. I have my Solace here. I just dropped the ball. We have another Disintegration Beam going out as well. Spray and Pray. Just a couple of deaths here. Very messy. I have Event ready here, and I should have like sent a more cohesive ramp, but honestly, I thought the boss would almost die at this spot. But we have enough players alive, and I think here I noticed that I have Event ready, and I go into it. Ideally, the boss is dead by this spot if you have like a cleaner pull. We didn't, so I sent like a really messed up ramp here and tried to keep people alive. Obviously difficult, people are taking egregious damage here, not a whole lot going on, it's just a soft enrage essentially. Boss dies. Yeah, so basically, name of the game, spot heal people that need it. Finger guns, tank soaks, spray and praise, disintegration beams. All of those are prime spot healing targets. Make sure that you send your radiances where your team needs it. I sent mine where my team needed it. And also make sure that you're running Fatebender if you are ramping 2 minutes apart, just to not waste that extra power inside your main ramp windows. Alright, thank you all for watching. Good luck on Mugsy, and I will see you in the next video.